Good evening, everyone, and you all are welcome to our class, English class. So, we'll start with the basic of English, that is parts of speech, or we can say word categories. This part is very important to enhance our grammar skills, or it will make us understand the high level of English language, or the high level of questions which will be discussed in our upcoming classes. So it is very important for us to understand the basic of English. So we'll start with this chapter, parts of speech, or we can say word categories. There are total 8 parts of speech in this whole English grammar, and those are noun, pronoun, verb, adverb, adjective, preposition, interjection, and conjunctions. But we'll understand the basic level of noun, of pronoun, and rest of the topics. So we'll start with the noun. First of all, we have to understand that what is noun. Noun is an identity of anything. You can see here clearly that what is noun. Noun is an identity, and or we can say noun is a name of anything. Noun is a name of anything, or noun is an identity of anything, whether the thing is visible or invisible. If the thing is visible and it has an identity, then we can say it is a noun. So now identity of visible things, or the things that can be felt only, is called a noun. How can we identify a noun in a sentence? Because such names like name of things, name of person, name of places are easily to be understood, but sometimes we can see a noun in another form, or we can see a noun in gerund form, infinitive form, or a noun phrase form. So in that situation, it becomes difficult to understand, or it becomes difficult to identify the noun in the sentence. So we can relate a noun, or we can say if we want to identify a noun, we have to get a reply of what? Noun is always a reply of what? Noun is always a reply of what? We can see here one example. Example number 1: smoking is injurious to health. If I ask you what is injurious to health, if I ask you what is injurious to health, your answer is smoking. So here smoking is the reply of what? Here smoking is reply of what? Whenever we get reply of what, it will definitely a noun or noun equivalent. Whenever we get a reply of what, it will definitely a noun or noun equivalent. So a question arises here that what is noun? What is noun equivalent? Noun equivalent is nothing but gerund. Noun is gerund. Noun equivalent is gerund. Second is infinitive, and the third one is noun phrase. There are 3 type of noun equivalents, that is, first is gerund, second one is infinitive, and third is noun phrase. These words are just difficult to understand, or just difficult, these words seems difficult to understand, but these are very easy indeed. Clear? So smoking is reply of what? Reply of what is always a noun. Clear? He wants to go. If I ask you, he wants, what does he want? What does he want? He wants to go. To go is reply of what? So to go is also a type of noun. To go is also a type of noun. Whenever a noun comes in V1 plus ing form, whenever a noun comes in V1 plus ing form, we call it gerund. And if the noun comes in form of 2 plus V1, when a noun comes in form of 2 plus V1 form, we call it infinitive. Clear? Here, the example number 3, to err is human. If I ask you what is human, your answer will be to err. If I ask you what is human, your answer will be to err. So to err is reply of what? So as I have already told you, whenever we get a reply of what, it will definitely a noun. So here noun is to err, and to err is 2 plus V1 form. To err is 2 plus V1 form. So it will become an infinitive. whether it is infinitive, gerund or a noun phrase, all are noun equivalent, or we can say they are noun in another form. Let's jump to the example number 4. Running is a good exercise. The same concept here. What is a good exercise? We get reply running. So running is reply of what? And reply of what is always a noun. Here running is a noun and noun is in V1 plus ing form. Here noun is V1 plus ing form. So we will call it gerund. Clear? So we can get reply of what as a noun. Noun is always a reply of what. It is easy to understand the names of person, place, things, but it becomes a little bit difficult to understand when the noun comes in gerund or infinitive or noun phrase form. So noun phrase is, first of all, we have to understand the word phrase. We have to understand the meaning of word phrase. Phrase is a group of words. Phrase is a group of words with incomplete meaning. Phrase is a group of words with incomplete meaning. Clear? Phrase is a group of words with incomplete meaning. So a noun phrase is a group of words acting as a noun. Noun phrase is a group of words acting as a noun. If it is a single word, then we can say it is a noun. And if a group of word is acting as a noun, so we call it a noun phrase. For example, if I ask you, running is what? Running is what? So your answer will be a good exercise. Your answer will be a good exercise. So a good exercise consists of 3 words. A good exercise. So it is a reply of what? A good exercise is a reply of what? So we can say it's a noun phrase. A good exercise is a noun phrase here. Clear? So we have already understood the concept of noun and its identification. Noun is an identity of anything, like whether the thing is visible or not. If the thing is not visible, we can feel it. Clear? Second thing is identification of noun. We can identify a noun by getting reply of what. Whenever we get a reply of what, it will become a noun. Like first example, smoking here is noun. Second is to go is noun. Third example, to add is noun. And in fourth example, running is noun. If the noun is in V1 plus ing form, it becomes gerund. If the noun is 2 plus V1 form, it becomes infinitive. And if the noun is a group of words, or we can say a group of words acting as a noun, is called noun phrase. Clear? Let's jump to the functions of noun. Noun can become a subject of verb. Noun can act as a subject in a sentence. It can act as an object of verb. It can act as an object of preposition and a complement of subject. So we can clearly see in first example here, Ram is flying a kite. Here Ram is subject of verb and a kite is object of verb. So Ram is a noun, kite is a noun. So we can clearly see here that Ram is using as a subject in a sentence and kite has been used here as an object of the sentence. Clear? There are 2 types of object. First of all, we have to understand the concept of object. There are 2 types of object. First is object of verb. Object of verb, and the second one is object of preposition. Object of verb is whenever a noun or a pronoun, acts, or we can say whenever a noun or pronoun is used after verb, it will become object of verb. That noun or pronoun will become an object of verb. Clear? If a noun is used after a preposition, it becomes an object of preposition. It becomes an object of preposition. Clear? So there are two types of object of verb, and the second one is object of preposition. If the object, or we can say if noun is used after the verb, it becomes an object of verb. If the noun is used after the preposition, it becomes an object of preposition. We can see, or we can relate it in the example number 2. He laughed at Sham. Here Sham is a noun. It's a name of person, so it's a noun. It is used here after at. At is a preposition. So here noun is used after the preposition. So we can say Sham is an object of preposition. Sham is here is an object of preposition. A kite here is used after the verb flying. So we can say it is an object of verb. So there are two types of object. I hope you all have understood it. Let's jump to the example number 3. Mohan is a policeman. Here, policeman is a complement. Policeman is a complement. How can we identify a complement? How can we identify a complement? The word used before a noun or after a noun. If the word used before a noun or used before a verb or after a verb are of same reference. I am repeating the example. If the words used before a verb and after the verb are of same reference, like Mohan is a policeman. Here Mohan and policeman both are same person. Here Mohan and policeman both are same persons. Clear? So the word used before the verb and after the verb are of same reference. Whenever this situation arises, the word used after the verb is always a complement. So here policeman is a complement. Clear? For example, if I say ki my brother is a doctor. My brother is a doctor. So my brother is equal to a doctor. Is it right? My brother is equal to a doctor. Is it right? Yes, it is obviously a right. Sorry, it is obviously right, because a doctor or my brother, both are of same reference. So here a doctor, the word used after the verb becomes a complement of the subject. Clear? So there are 4 functions of noun. First is it can be used as a subject of verb. Second one is it can be used as an object of verb. A third is it can be used as an object of preposition, and the last one is it can be used as a complement of subject. Clear? The last thing we have to understand that determiners can qualify it. Determiners, like there are different type of determiners. There are quantifiers, articles, demonstrative. There are different type of determiners. So determiners are always used before a noun. Determiners can qualify only a noun. Determiners cannot qualify any other parts of speech. It can only qualify a noun. Clear? So we have understood the concept of noun. Noun is an identity or reply of what is noun, functions of noun: subject, object of verb, object of preposition, and a complement of subject. Clear? Let's jump to the next parts of speech or next word category, that is pronoun. We can see here it is a substitute for a noun. Pronoun is nothing but a substitute for a noun. It can be used in place of noun. It replaces the noun to avoid its repetition. Clear? So we'll understand the definition. Definition is it is a substitute for a noun or a noun phrase whose referents are named or already understood in the concept. If noun always introduces the subject, and left the place. After that, pronoun comes and replaces a noun to avoid the repetition of noun. Clear? So we cannot use a noun again and again in a sentence. We have to replace noun with another word, and the word which replaces a noun is called pronoun. Clear? So pronoun, we can see the examples of pronoun like I, we. These are words. These are pronoun words. He, she, it, they, me, us, them, him, her, one, etc. There are many other pronoun forms. So pronoun is a word which replaces a noun. Clear? Now we will jump to the functions of pronoun. First function is it can become a subject of verb. Second function is object of verb. Third function is object of preposition, and the fourth function is complement. Functions of pronoun are same as the function of noun because pronoun is acting as a noun in a sentence or a noun equivalent, we can say. It is replacing a noun. So the functions are same as the noun. Clear? For example, first example is he scolded his child. He scolded his child. Here he is acting as a subject of verb. Here he is acting as a subject of verb. They helped her. Helped is a verb, and after that her pronoun is used. So her is acting as an object of verb. Her is acting as an object of verb. And the third example, we can see she was looking at me. Me is a pronoun, and pronoun is used after at preposition. So here me becomes an object of preposition. Here me becomes an object of preposition. So functions of pronoun are same as the functions of noun. Clear? There are some examples like I, we, you, he, she, it, they, them, him, her, one. They are examples of pronoun. Something, someone, anybody, anyone. These are also kind of pronoun. Clear? Our next part of speech is adjective. Adjective is a word which describes a noun or pronoun. Adjective is a word which tells about something about a noun or a pronoun. Clear? The word which tells about noun or the word which tells about pronoun is called an adjective. So how can we identify an adjective in a sentence? So whenever we get a reply of what kind of or which one, whenever we get a reply of what kind of or which one, it will definitely an adjective. For example, the boy is wearing a cotton shirt. The boy is wearing a cotton shirt. Here shirt is noun. And if I ask you what kind of shirt it is, your answer will be cotton. So cotton is acting here as an adjective because it is qualifying a noun, shirt. So here cotton is reply of what kind of, what kind of. So whenever we get reply of what kind of, it will definitely an adjective. Clear? Let's jump to the next example. I have never seen such a beautiful lady. Here lady is a noun. If I ask you what kind of lady, beautiful. Your answer will be beautiful. So beautiful is also a reply of what kind of. So whenever we get reply of what kind of, it will definitely an adjective. And reply of which one is also an adjective. For example, it is our first session of English language. So here session is noun. Which session? First session. So first is reply of which. So when we get reply of which one or which, it will definitely an adjective. Last example, last candidate was rejected by the board. So candidate is noun. Candidate, which candidate? Last candidate. So last is an adjective. Clear? So now we'll understand the functions of an adjective. An adjective cannot become a subject. It cannot become a subject in any way. Clear? Or an object of verb. It cannot become a subject or an object of verb. It can become a complement of subject. For example, if I say beautiful was seen near the park. Beautiful was seen near the park. So this sentence becomes strong. Why? Because an adjective can never become a subject of verb. Here verb is was seen and beautiful is an adjective. So it becomes absurd to say like this, beautiful was seen near the park. We can say beautiful lady was, or a beautiful girl was seen near the park. So this sentence becomes right, or we can say it is logically a right sentence, because a girl or a beautiful girl is subject here, and beautiful girl is a noun phrase. Beautiful girl is a phrase which is acting as a noun, or we can say it is a noun phrase. Clear? So a noun can become a subject, but an adjective cannot become a subject or an object of verb. Clear? But it can become a complement. Clear? Remember it, that it can become a complement of subject. So we can see here the first example, Suman is beautiful. Suman is beautiful. Suman is subject, is verb, and beautiful is, here is complement. As we have already understood that what is complement, whenever the word used before a verb or after the verb are of same reference. Here Suman is beautiful. Suman is equal to beautiful. You can verify it by using equal to sign in place of verb. And if you are getting confused, you can verify it by using equal to sign in place of verb. Like if I write Suman is equal to beautiful. Suman is equal to beautiful. It becomes right. It is right to say that Suman is equal to beautiful in reference of this sentence. Clear? So whenever this sign becomes equal to, so the word used after the verb becomes a complement. If this sign, or we can say if this equal to doesn't satisfy, or we can say this equal to becomes not equal to, the verb used after the verb becomes an object. So the students are intelligent. The students are intelligent. The students is equal to intelligent. Both are of same reference. So intelligent here is adjective or complement. Sorry, it's a complement. And complement here, the word an adjective is becoming a complement here. So there are three word categories which can become complements, and these are, first is noun, second one is pronoun, third one is adjective. Only these three word categories can act as a complement of subject in a sentence. No other word category can act as a complement of sentence, a complement of subject in a sentence. Only these three categories can act as a complement of subject in a sentence. And these are noun, pronoun, adjective. Clear? I think all the things are clear regarding adjective. All the concepts are clear regarding the adjective. Next is verb. What is verb? Verb is an activity. The activity can be happening or doing. Happening or doing. What is the difference between happening or doing? The action that is being done by itself, or we can say the action which is happening naturally, which is occurring naturally. Nobody is making efforts to make it happen. Clear? That becomes happening. Like it is raining cats and dogs. Like it is raining cats and dogs. So raining word here is a happening, because nobody is making efforts to make it happen. Clear? So raining, the word raining expresses here happening. So the word which expresses happening is, we can say it is a verb. And in the second example, he is writing a letter. Here writing is an activity which is being done. Here writing is an activity which is being done. So the word which expresses doing is also a verb. So the definition of verb is the word which expresses happening or doing. The word which expresses happening or doing is known as a verb. Clear? The word which, or we can say the action word is verb. The action word is verb. Clear? So in functions we can study here, like it cannot become a subject, it cannot become an object, it cannot become a complement. So it cannot be used as a subject, an object, or a complement. Clear? So its function is to express the activity. Verb's function is to express the activity in a sentence. Clear? Let's jump to the next part of speech, that is adverb. Adverb it describes a verb. The word adverb is a qualifier. There are two types of qualifiers, an adjective or an adverb. Adjective qualifies a noun or a pronoun, and adverb qualifies a verb, an adjective or another verb. Clear? The word which qualifies or which describes. There are two describing words. As I have told you earlier, there are two types of describing words. First is adjective and the second one is adverb. So here we are discussing about the verb. So we are discussing adverb. So adverb is a word which describes a verb, an adjective or another adverb. Clear? Or another adverb. Now we'll jump to the identification of verb. How can we identify a verb in a sentence? So if we want to identify a verb in a sentence, whenever we get reply of how, whenever we get reply of when, where, to what extent, or how often, okay, it will definitely an adverb. Like first example, reply of how. He laughed silently. He laughed. How he laughed? So here silently is reply of how. Silently is reply of how. So whenever we get reply of how, it becomes an adverb. So here silently is an adverb. Reply of when is also an adverb. They called me yesterday. So they called me when? Yesterday. So here when is so here yesterday is reply of when, and whenever we get reply of when, it becomes an adverb. So here yesterday is an adverb. Reply of where is also an adverb. My neighbor went abroad last week. So abroad is reply of where. My neighbor went where? Abroad. So where, reply of where is an adverb. So abroad is adverb. Next is to what extent. To reply of to what extent. She is extremely beautiful. She is beautiful to what extent? Extremely. So extremely is reply of to what extent. So extremely word is used here as an adverb. Clear? Sorry. Next is reply of how often. How often means how many times. How many times. How often means how many times. Clear? So we usually go there on Sunday. Okay, we usually go there on Sunday. So usually is the reply of how often. How often we go there? Usually. Or we can say, if I say we seldom go there, so seldom is reply of how often. So whenever we get reply of how often, it becomes an adverb. Clear? So adverb is reply of how, when, where, to what extent, or how often is reply of an adverb. Clear? So they the reply if we getting reply of how, when, where, to what extent, or how often, it becomes an adverb. Clear? So we have discussed noun, pronoun, adjective, verb and adverb. We have discussed almost 5 parts of speech today, and that's all for the day. We are calling it a day now. So you have to revise it again and again, and in our next session we'll discuss the rest of the parts of speech. Clear? Thank you so much. Have a nice day. Bye.